my lovely people. Welcome to my cooking channel. If you like crunchy stuff the way I do, I'm talking about chin chin, crunchy buns, and all that, you will love this fried meat pie as well. I'm talking about it being juicy on the inside and very crunchy on the outside. We'll start with our filling, and I just added some cooking oil and I added some onions. If you notice, I added two variations of onions. I like this because it gives me different tastes. I added the red and the white onions. To that, I added some seasoning as well, and I am adding some chili pepper. If you don't like heat, please reduce the pepper. But just because it is minced meat, and sometimes I find it that it kind of like nauseates me, I tend to like put a lot of pepper so that I don't get nauseated at all. So that's the reason why I'm putting a lot of pepper. So guys, you notice that this is like raw meat. So and for me, I don't take kindly to like raw food. I make sure it is well cooked and I put a lot of like pepper and like taste of flavors that can help me counter it. I make sure it is well cooked. So now that I've added my seasoning, I've added my minced meat. What I usually do is that this is usual beef cut. I just like mince it in my food processor. I find out that doing my minced meat myself is cheaper for me and I know everything that is in the minced meat. After cooking it down for a long time, you can see that it is cooking in its own juice. I didn't add any water to it. I added some salt. I'm adding some ginger garlic paste as well. This also helps me to balance the taste. I absolutely love the taste of ginger garlic. And I'm adding some corn flour slurry. This is basically like 2 tablespoons of cornstarch dissolved in some water. This will help to keep it like well moisturized instead of it catching. Now that we've done justice to our filling, it's now time to get the crust, which I love. I'm adding 2 cups of all-purpose flour and I'm just going to like sieve this to make sure that there are no lumps left because if you have lumps in your batter, it can ruin the total dish. So most times I like to save my flour and I'm just like mixing it all together. So sorry I added some baking powder in between, but I lost the pick. Just a teaspoon of baking powder. I'm adding some butter, some onions that I grated. I like the way it tastes, especially for this fried meat pies. I like adding this like grated fresh onions to it. Feel free to like skip it if you don't want to. You can use onion powder. And I mixed that very well and I achieved this butter which I'm separating into different Ziploc bags. I'm just going to leave this in the refrigerator for it to rest for about 30 minutes so that it will be well formed by the time I am rolling it. I don't want it to start scattering. If your butter is well formed, you can skip it. Sometimes I actually go straight to doing it, but if I have time on my hands, I roll it well. I keep it in some Ziploc on my plain film and I store it in the refrigerator for about 30 minutes. I actually, there's a difference when you put it in the refrigerator. It's well formed. It will just roll all in one place and it won't scatter at all. It won't stick. So guys, you can do this if you have enough time. If not, you can start rolling. I do both anyhow and both come out well. So now that my filling has cooled down, please you want to make sure it cools down well so that it doesn't ruin your crust. I'm adding some more onions. I just like to feel the crunchiness when I'm doing my fried meat pies. You can skip this if you don't want this process. If you want your onions cooked completely, then cook it from the beginning. But adding more onions when everything is cooked, we just add some more crunch to it. And I just like the taste of raw onions. You get it's so tasteful and flavorful. And I've mixed everything together, and now I'm ready for my batter. I'm just going to roll some more flour on my board and I have 1/2 of that batter here and I'm just using flour to make sure that it doesn't stick at all. I'm adding some more flour to my rolling pin as well and you can see that it's rolling very well. It's not sticking. If you do your batter well, it won't stick at all and it will just go all in one piece. So basically just follow the way I'm doing it. Just roll it back and forth. Make sure that it is not too thick and at the same time it is not too thin so that it doesn't like make your fillings seep out. You don't want your filling to start falling out of your crust. So when you think you've achieved it and you've rolled it all out, you can take anything of your choice. At this day, I forgot or I totally was looking for what I usually use to cut my meat pies, and I just had to quickly make do with this makeshift cover. So anything that you can use to like form circles depending on the size you want is absolutely fine. When you cut out enough circles, then you can remove the excess dough, you roll it some other time. So I'm just adding some filling to this, and be sure that you add it to the middle. Don't spread it all around so that it doesn't start falling off, because you're going to be folding this into a semicircle. I'll fold this for you to see. So see the way I folded it, then use your fingers to press it down and seal it before you go ahead to using a fork to form a complete sealant. So this is like two in one. The fork will further seal it and at the same time give that design. So guys, we have our meat pies already, and I'm just going to do this for all the pies before I get ready to fry. So I have some oil which has been like heating already. If you notice it doesn't look too hot, make sure it's not too hot. If not, your meat pie will totally fry on the outside without it getting cooked inside. So this is like low to medium heat, and it is a deep frying process. After it has fried for about 5 to 8 minutes, then it is time for you to scoop it out. This way you don't even have excess oil on your pies at all. Most of the time when I fry my pies like this, you won't notice excess oil at all at all. So guys, our fried meat pie is ready. Can you see how yummy it is? It's so lovely. I love this so much. This is a perfect snack, and I'm enjoying this with a bottle or a cup of some soda. Thank you so much for watching. Kindly thumbs up, kindly share, and kindly subscribe. Bye.